So it was a blend of everything.
Right.
This way, they could taste it, and they could even blend a wine with it also to marry it up. And say, you know what, I just went and I got Italian olives, or I got French olives, or I got Greek olives. What kind of wine do I get?
Right.
And they could do a whole menu. It's really unlimited of what could be done. This is one key thing. Everybody makes a Greek feta salad, okay? And everybody mixes the cheese in with the product.
Correct, yes.
What happens is, what color it turns? Purple.
Purple, yes.
Okay. We keep it in a separate bag, so the store, this comes out, okay, and you're just gonna take your feta and mix it in. Okay? So it's not purging as it's sitting there for weeks in
Right,
the container.
and it looks fresh.
Can't get any fresher than that. I'm sorry, Patty.
That is
That's
a big
okay.
deal,
That's
okay.
it.
by the way.
And again-
That is a big deal, yes.
It makes a big difference for presentation, because I look at olive bars whenever I'm in a supermarket.
Oh, yeah.
And you see that, and although it tastes great, it just doesn't look as great. We eat
All right,
olives.
I'm taping this. Is that all right with you, Joyce?
Another thing about the Tasty Trios, it doesn't
I have
have to
makeup
be just by hot items. It could be by certain areas, like
Right.
you could do Italian, which even though now something simple as a cherignolia has become a staple olive, but does everybody know about it? And this is, are you familiar with cherignolias?
Yeah, but how come the red, is this a natural color?
No, the red, with cherignolias, there's a couple things. There's the red, there's the green, and there's the black.
Right.
They do dye the red and the black, and sometimes you will see the green dyed. Have you ever seen the bright green
Yeah.
ones? Those are dyed.
Right.
Sometimes when you see them, you'll see them dyed or natural.
Is this something consumers are looking for today, knowing that
There's that.
dyes and additives and?
That's one thing. Something like this sells because of other features. It sells because it is low sodium. Olives are salty by nature. A cherignolia is a very low sodium olive.
This one's
So it's low
delicious.
sodium and it's very meaty.
It's very meaty.
So even if you're not an olive lover, this is a great olive to start with, this along with the.
So what about
castor
keeping that without the dye in it?
The red have to be dyed. But what I
Right, right, but
know,
if you make it.
Without the dye, it would be the green.
without the
it'd be
dye, be a
green.
natural green.
Now,
So what's
What?
wrong with that?
it does nothing, but it's eye
It's
appeal.
great for holidays, yes.
Green and red at Christmas time is a big home run.
Right.
And then you put the black, it just stands out. Remember one thing, and we all know this with the deli, with olives, eye appeal is body appeal. They may not understand or even able to pronounce it, but they're gonna look at it and say, you know what, that looks great.
Right.
And from my experience, and I see that you guys have a cherignolia mix on yours, when we used to sell our olives, we did the mixes, and then we also did them individually, a red on its
Okay.
own and a green. And you'll notice that the olive bars, what happens is when you do them in a mix, they rub against each other because there is dye and you don't have that eye appeal. I like to present them by themselves. I think the red by itself is phenomenal. When you add the green,
I don't have any of this, I don't have the red in my bars
you might
today.
have,
Black
you
and
have a
green.
cherignolia mix, you might
Yes.
have the black and green. It just says cherignolia mix on
Right.
yours. So you probably have the black and the green, but still you gotta remember that black is dyed.
Okay.
So what happens is it rubs off. This cherignolia is the same price point, but look at the difference. And it's a
Right.
great seller, especially around Valentine's Day, Christmas. It's a great olive. It's already in your mix, but it's a way to just drive the sale
Right.
by changing up. And a way that we could highlight that, again, would be in a tasty trio. It's something that's a great olive, it's just not getting movement.
Right. It's ranked high for us.
It's a great olive.
It's midway.
I think it's number 8 for you.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting to note on your mix, your top 8 items out of 22 are 60% of your sales.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed that.
So the
In terms of shipments and how we're moving them.
right, right,
Kalamata is your biggest selling item.
yes.
Right.
And that's really what the business is all about. And one key unique thing is you see each olive is sliced, okay? This is another process we go in because you get the flavor of the olive throughout the product, okay?
Okay.
It's not only on the outside, you're gonna taste it on the inside. And
And
sometimes,
yours is the only one that's split?
no, sometimes you
Okay.
see Delala do it. I don't know why they do it sometimes and not other times.
Okay.
But this is a really great flavorful tasting olive, and the sizing is great.
Okay. They look beautiful. The size of them, just the whole image of them. Mm.
Isn't that great?
Delicious.
They're good, right?
They
are.
Tastes
They are
great.
good.
So then we kind of just went over the basics, the Likens, the Lovets, highlighting with the Tasty Trios. Now, what we like to do is add that wow factor by bringing in Steve, Steve Thompson, and he does all the research and development. So what we want to add for that wow factor, that gotta have it, like I gotta try this, even if I don't know what it is, just because it's olive of the world and the way that it's presented. We have a handful of varieties. We have 6 of them here today. So you can kind of see some of them. There's the Caribbean, which is
Right.
the hot Latin, which is great. It's the Greek black. It's got jalapenos, garlic, crushed red, cilantro, and cumin. The agrodolce, which is both sweet and sour.
And lemon, or was that
Yeah,
lemon? Orange?
yes,
Okay.
yes. So it's brined, and then you get that lemon tang. And then we have the
And it will look like that in the case, in the bars, with the peels on the top.
yeah, it's going to mix in. I mean, once in something like that with some kind of lemon tang, whether it's mixed in with like the aglio when you see the garlic, or it's laid on top. Either way, you're still getting that fresh smell, that fresh taste. It
It's
still
gonna be
has
throughout
great,
the bed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, these
They
olives
don't
are,
necessarily look as good when they're in the olive bar,
well,
because they're not separated like the feta. It's mixed in, right?
We could
Am I
do it-
correct?
Correct.
unless you wanna do it the other way.
We can do it
Understand
separate.
something, nobody in the entire country has anything like this, okay, olives in a row, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What we can do for you, okay, and you know that there's 100 different blends that you could make at different price points and everything.
Right.
We will give you blends exclusive to you if you okay?
Mhm.
If Steve makes it, he'll make an exclusive
Is
blend.
this with eggplant? What is
That's
it?
a Moroccan.
A Moroccan?
Mhm. And as you can see, it's loaded with garlic.
Mm. Oh, wow. Very good.
And again, it's taking.
But look at how beautiful that stays here.
And this has been out
how
there
we're,
since
well,
July.
but how we're presenting it.
Yeah,
And we're presenting it with a garnish on top.
but this
Not
is
gonna be
throughout.
that.
This is throughout.
That classic Moroccan citrus, it was actually created, Steve explained to me, from the Moroccan dish, chicken tangini. So it's almost like a meal starter, has
So it's
all the
all
flavors of
throughout.
that same dish.
This one I personally did.
You did that one?
Yeah,
You did that job.
thank you.
But how can it stay like that? You know, like what happens when the deli manager's putting something in the case and it's just thrown in?
Well, it's gonna
not
be
gonna
mixed.
look this beautiful.
It's gonna be mixed throughout. Hey, can you get rid of that out of Joyce's
So
revolving globe?
that's okay.
Taste it. It's so clean
I'm
tasting
sure.
with the lemon.
And it looks gorgeous. Mm.
Nice and light, not heavy.
The ratio of the peels with the olives, there's enough to blend well with.
It's balanced. And even with that same tropical theme we have here with the stuffed olives, I thought was the biggest craze, and it's stuffed with papaya, mango, and pineapple.
Mm. Oh my
Isn't that
God.
amazing? This is our wow factor. These olives of the world, you gotta have it.
What price range are these in?